Yo, what's up, everybody? Bradley here. Tonight I am joined by who is Dez? By Dez. How is it you prefer your name to be addressed when we're talking? Like,
This is
is Dez
cool.
good?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought
This
so.
is cool.
All
This
right.
is cool.
So I'm here with Dez for the first of most likely many times to come throughout this cycle, and we are at it with our second episode of the IC is War Show. It is our show specifically geared towards our IC League. I'm excited to do this show with Dez. We've got a handful of topics to look at today. Um, I feel like with the IC League, and this is something anytime you have a new league, right? I feel like with the IC League, I feel like there's this issue where, like, I don't know how best to explain it, just maybe uncertainty, the element of the unknown. The Madden space is small, right? The CFM space is small. And like we all have our guys and we know our guys, but I mean, there's a lot of guys that guys don't know in this league. Dez,
Mhm.
you sitting over there, and I think you might have a lot of inside info on a lot of these guys. What
Enough,
what, what what's your take? What's your take when you look at the owners
enough
list?
of them. I know enough of them. I added a couple dudes myself that are my friends. That's about it. Some of these dudes I've never seen before. Some of them I've never heard of before. It just depends,
Yeah,
obviously. But the guys that I added, they're ready.
it's good to hear. It's good to hear. We recently did, and this was like way too soon to do this. We probably
Uh-huh.
shouldn't have done it, but we did it. We made some graphics, kind of predicting how we thought the first playoffs would go, and I got those
Okay.
graphics pulled up right now on
Hmm.
screen for the viewers at home. And I'm going to kind of run through this real quick for you, Des.
Okay.
I believe you've got the images up through the tweets on your end, but I'm going to kind of run through these real quick. We're going to go through how I kind of saw things playing out.
Okay.
And then, like, I want to get your take on it. Like, I want to know who you think I've missed on. So, on the AFC side of things, I imagine you might agree with this one, maybe. At the very top of the AFC for the IC League, we got Masoon. With all the hype that I'm hearing around him, I put him as the number one seed in the AFC, and I
Okay.
also I also got him winning the conference championship, going to the Super Bowl.
That's
With
my guy.
all the hype I've heard around him, what was it? 20 Super Bowls in one cycle?
Yeah, yeah,
Isn't
man.
that what they say?
That was Madden 19. Yeah, yeah.
So
Across
you
all his leagues. We were playing in so many leagues then.
You
Like,
confirm though. You confirm that this is
yeah,
truth, and you are a witness to it.
yeah. I was probably in enough of those. That Madden, I personally lost like 20 something conference championship games, to be honest.
That's
And
rough.
he won.
I've never
Yeah.
been to a conference championship game, man.
Ever?
No,
That's
I,
crazy.
I I've never. I've only had one playoff appearance in my entire 10 years of playing in CFMs.
Oh, man.
Only one. We're gonna
We gotta
break
get you
that
in the
this year
lab.
though.
We gotta get you in the lab or something.
I never have the time to lab. Like you and Arn, like, don't start being Arn. Every time I turn around, Arn's like, "Yo, lab with me." I'm like, "Sorry,
You got.
Arn."
They
Um,
can't laugh at ours. That's first. That's the first thing. He's not
don't,
good. He's not good enough to be laughing with. That's the
don't
first. That's the
lab with
first.
Arn. I
Yeah, don't
got
do
you. We need to put that on a T-shirt.
that.
Um,
But
so
yeah, he won 20 Super Bowls, Madden 19. So
it's
20.
ridiculous. How do you do in Madden 20 or Madden 21? Do you know?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't even think we were counting. We stopped counting after that Madden. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know one of the leagues I was in, I won a Super Bowl in Crossfire. He came in and won 4 straight Super Bowls. So he's a machine.
That's ridiculous.
I call him a bully. He's a bully, to be honest.
Though I mean, you get that a lot in these leagues. So I
Yeah,
mean, it
he
is what
like
it is.
he really is a bully.
He'll
Like
do fine then. He'll gel
yeah,
pretty
he's
well.
a bully.
Um,
But
I don't think we technically, like, I probably shouldn't say this without actually looking at the rules, but I don't think we have a rule on running up the score. If we
he's
do,
not.
it's super vague. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's an
Nah,
unenforced rule if there is a
it
rule on it.
depends. It depends on the person that he'll run the score upon. I
Mhm.
seen him be the dude. I've seen him score 99 points before, only because he didn't like that guy. So,
I got you. I got
but
you.
the
Well,
rest
I
of
will
it,
probably. What's probably going to happen if he spends enough time in IC? I'm probably going to push his buttons, and I'm going to be one of those 99 victims.
no, no, no,
No, you
no.
say that now, but I'm telling you, man, there are so many people. There were so many people last cycle. As soon as they got their chance to run it up on me, they did. And like when it
I
happens,
promise
like
I won't run
I
it
take
up
my
on you.
crow. You say that now, but I'm
I
gonna
don't like
push the
running
right
up on
buttons.
people. I could have scored 60 on Beeman. I didn't. I actually probably could score like 70.
Tell me this story. Tell me the story. I want to hear it. Beeman's kind of praised as the top guy in the league.
Well, it's okay. I beat him, but I had Tom Brady with Howard Master.
So you're making excuses for Beeman.
I had Tom Brady. I
Okay.
promise. I promise. See,
Okay.
I didn't know. I didn't know what that other end of that felt like until I played jumper last week and I lost. And he had Tom Brady.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're saying that you put a thumping down on Beeman, but you got
Yeah,
beat by Jumper.
yeah,
Okay.
he had Tom
Okay.
Brady. I'm
Okay.
telling you.
Interesting. Interesting. Anyways, moving on. So we got Masoon with the number one seed and
Okay.
conference championship. The AFC East, my guy Frank. I don't believe you're familiar with Frank. Frank is solid. He'll compete for bowls. And then the AFC South, I got my guy Jumper. A lot of people give him hate, but I'm telling you, he's winning a bowl this year. AFC West, I got Jump Carter, and I don't really like. If I'm honest, I don't know if he's actually gonna win it. He's a guy I know and he's been around a while. Wild card teams, I feel pretty confident with these wild card predictions. I got Julian, Lando, and AJ.
Okay.
Um,
Um.
you're familiar with AJ, right?
Yeah, it's my guy. So it's day one right there. That's my guy. Him and Mason one. Those my guys right there. I don't. Looking at the list, I don't think Chino would say that he deserves. I haven't watched him play. He doesn't stream when he plays. He just says, "Well, I beat the guy," so it don't really count. I ain't never seen him play, but he says he should be up there. I don't know. Everybody else probably seems straightforward. I feel like you know more about some of those guys that
Yeah.
should have making the playoffs than I would.
What's
Um,
your take on AJ? Like, how
AJ's
good is
good. He
he?
has the Chiefs. He has the Chiefs. He's good. He's good. We tell him that he's the little brother of all of us, which he is. He's the youngest. So we just tell him he's the little brother of all of us. But he's really good. He's good.
Very nice.
I'll tell you right now, all my friends are not bad at Madden. Just not bad.
I
So
got you.
I fully expect me, Mason. Well, I just call him Mason. Me, Mason, Juan, and AJ to be in the playoffs.
Very
If we all
nice.
handle business, I think we both should make. Well, no, Juan has freaking Washington, so it's like, well, it's about his
How
quarterback
how
situation.
how big of a how big how important do you think it is to have a good team?
Um, See, some people in other leagues that I'm in, and I'm in our main league, they say Mason needs a good team to beat people. I personally don't think so. I think he's just that good. Um, Having a good team, it helps for sure, especially depending on who it is and what how the game plays. It's like I told you, I lost the jumper. He had Tom Brady with Howard Master. I played him week one in the IC league. He doesn't have Howard Master. I don't feel like I'll just give up 40 points like that because he doesn't have
Yeah.
Howard Master. So it
So
helps. It just depends
yeah,
on the
I
game and stuff like that.
I think I used to be a pretty big component on good teams make a difference. Last cycle though in elite, we I don't know if you've heard the story, but we had one guy, J Mac, J
Mm-hmm.
Mac. I believe he had the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he made the playoffs, and wild card round he beat Bread, our commissioner, which Bread
Mm-hmm.
didn't win a bowl last cycle, but he's a guy that when you talk about how good Mason is, like it gives me like flashbacks to like classic Bread. Like he's a guy that's going to win a ton of Super Bowls every league he's in, every
Uh-huh.
cycle. So a wild card win over Bread, big deal. And
Hmm.
then J Mac went on to beat all of the previous Super Bowl
Nice.
winners
That's
through his
nice.
playoff run.
Nice. That's a Cinderella run.
And the thing about it, though, his team, he didn't have a single player that was 90 overall on it.
It's nice. Nice.
So the whole bit of
It depends.
powerhouse
Honestly,
teams,
some teams definitely help people, and then
yeah,
sometimes it's just you need luck to win Super Bowl in CFL. Like
yeah,
you have to have it.
yeah,
So it just depends, honestly, on the player and what they have, how the game plays. At least for me personally,
yeah.
I say it that way.
So we talked about the AFC side of things. Flipping over to the NFC side of things, am I overhyped on this, Des? I got you listed as the number one seed for the NFC. Is
No,
is is it overhype?
no. If I
No,
had, if I just do what I'm supposed to do, then I should be number one seed. It's usually how it goes.
I got you.
I'll lose to bad people.
I got
Usually
you.
I lose. When I lose, it's usually the bad people, and unfortunate stuff happens.
How do you feel about the Cardinals? We've been talking about how
I like
important a good
them.
team is.
I picked them mostly because they have two fast young linebackers,
Yeah,
like the guys in Simmons and Collins. That was cool, but it was mostly really about the defense for me, to
yeah,
be honest. They have everything. I just need like a corner, some to be
yeah.
honest. But other than that, I really like the defense. That was
Looking at the rest of the NFC, the NFC North, I got Lone Star. NFC South, we got Jimbo. NFC East, I don't know a lot about him. Julian gave him a vouch. We got Shada. Wild cards. I was really grasping at straws with these wild cards.
okay.
Went with Rack, Buck, and B hyphen Law. B
Okay.
hyphen Law, from my understanding, is a homie with Debo, and I believe he's been in like the top 100 players a couple times or something like that.
Okay.
The other NFC teams, probably the one I am the most confident in, and the one that I actually have winning the conference championship and going to the Super Bowl over you, is Lone Star with his Bears.
That's crazy.
Lone Star, little bit of info,
That's
crazy.
crazy to me.
Little bit of info on Lone Star. He's a guy that's been around for a decade. He was, I believe, in the very first league I ever ran 10 years ago.
Uh huh.
And he's not a guy that's going to show you a lot in the regular season. He's going to
That.
win enough to get to the
Hmm.
playoffs. But the thing about it is, he's a smart player. He's not the guy out there throwing 30 picks. He's the guy whose quarterback is going to have the most efficient play in the league. And he's smart and he doesn't make mistakes. He's a
You
safe
might be
pick.
you might be right then. I lose to people who play like that.
Yeah.
They sit there, throw it to the flat talk and to get a ball to a run back every play. I lose to people like that. Those people I lose to.
I believe he has been
Look,
accused of such
you
cheese
you you
before.
might you might be right about that. Um, Looking at these dudes, I personally think since Caleb has the Bucks, he got Tom Brady. He'll make the playoffs easily, especially with how the game is. Instead of I think he'll win the NFC South. Um, I like Juan. That's just because that's my guy. With Washington, he has Washington. That defense is just nasty. I like him, and he's been playing a lot. Like he's really trying to get better. We play against each other all the time. I like Juan to take the NFC East, and then so that means you could, and then Jacob also with the Panthers. So I think NFC South really, if this Jimbo guy is really good, the NFC South should be really, really entertaining because Jacob has the Panthers, he's good. Caleb has the Bucks, and this Jimbo guy, if he's actually good, then that's three. And then you say you have two NFC South teams. So if plays out really well, then that should get interesting.
Jimbo's meh. He's meh.
All
Like
right,
he
well I
has his
definitely did.
moments. He has his moments where he clicks. Like season one in Elite, he had a pretty strong season,
Uh-huh.
and like he made playoffs. However, like his playoff appearance in season one and his build up to it, a lot of people would say it was a fluke. So I mean,
Yeah.
like he gets crap, but I mean he has gone on impressive runs over the years. So
Mhm. Yeah,
it's
I
not
like.
It's a question of which Jimbo is going to show up. But
Yeah,
what were you saying?
I like Caleb or Jacob to win the NFC South.
How
We'll
good are
get
those guys?
Um, I'm Jacob's dad. He has zero playoff wins versus me in two Maddens. Caleb is good. Caleb usually he stays up with the trends and stuff like that a
Yeah,
lot. He keeps up, so he plays a lot too. He says he this will be the most he's ever played in a cycle, and then he has a buck. So we'll see. Caleb's good though. I wouldn't say Caleb's bad, but I wouldn't say like he's really good or anything. Like
yeah,
I've had, but I've seen him make a couple runs. He's beat me in the playoffs. He beat me in the playoffs in a Madden 20 league.
very nice.
Yeah, it was kind of lucky. I fumbled on a money drive with under a minute left, but in the red zone. But he
That's
won. So
frustrating. So
in that league, I fumbled 3 years in a row in the playoffs. So
it's
very
frustrating.
unlucky.
You do everything right, and then Madden throws you that curveball that costs the game.
Fumbles. So that's why I'm anti fumbles in Madden. So
Very nice. So you know a lot of guys in the league, man.
uh
Um, Masoon's got a lot of hype to him. You got a lot of hype to him, and like all these guys that you roll with, like you're putting them all up on a pedestal. Who would you say is the one to look out the most for, beyond you or Masoon?
AJ, he has the Chiefs.
And would you are you basing this like solely on the team or like
Him, and I know how good he is. I know how good he can be,
say
and stuff
all of
like
your
that.
guys had the Chiefs? Which one would you say is the one to look out the most for?
Excluding me and Mason,
Yeah,
AJ still.
AJ still.
Juan is just now getting around to becoming a passer. The past since I've known all three of those guys since Madden 18. This is the first Madden that he's actually like been trying to pass.
Very nice.
Like usually he runs all season long, no matter what, and then he'll have a couple pass plays here and there that he just goes to. But this year he's actually been trying to learn how to pass. But so therefore I'd still say AJ because AJ has been a passer pretty much, but more of a passer I should say than one has since I've known them.
Very nice. Very nice. It's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out. I appreciate you hopping on here, chatting with us, and getting your take on everything. I know as we move into this Madden 22 cycle, once the scouting update finally drops and we can finally get things rolling, we've got plans with you and a potential show in the pipes. What do you want to say anything about that? What's your thoughts on that? What's going on
Um,
with that? What we got cooking?
it's like it's you come on there, you talk trash if you want. You could it's kind of it's like a league show, but it's unfiltered. You come on there, you say what you want. If you have beef with somebody, both of y'all can come on there. You can talk trash. You can do that. Um, I'll go through games and leagues, stats and stuff like that. I'll talk trash about you if you're doing bad. If you have just like a really bad moment, like say you let the clock run out on the money drop, something like that, we're gonna post a video on there, play it on stream, post it on the video. We're gonna talk trash about you. If you do something really amazing, we're gonna gas you up, stuff like that. More laid back, fun type of deal
I dig
instead
it.
of just like serious, get this done. It's stuff like that. More, I guess, not informative show, but fun. I guess
I
we'll have
got
fun.
you. I got you. I'm definitely super excited for this.
Looking to have
Um,
guests on
and
there.
I know when we've discussed it and talked about it behind the scenes, we've actually talked about featuring both leagues on it. So it will be a
Yeah. I would be.
community wide thing, not a thing
Yeah,
specifically to IC or Elite, but to the
this is
entire
both. This
community.
is both leagues. If
Yes,
you
sir.
want to come on there, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna go through. I expect to have a guest every single time.
Definitely,
If you want
definitely,
to come on there, let's make it happen. We're gonna have some fun.
definitely. Super excited for this, man. As we wrap this up, any closing thoughts?
Uh, no, not really. Everybody thinks Jumper's better than me somehow because he won. But
So yeah, I
I'm,
mean, I could
I
get on
lose to
board.
that
I could
people.
get on board with Jumper being better than you. Jumper's my guy. But hey, I mean, you got the win over Beeman. Okay, so like the like tier ranking system of the league right now, from what I'm understanding, according to Dez, we got Jumper, Dez, Beeman, and then everybody else. I'm a fan of this. Until next time, everyone. Peace.